we've seen you over there.
Oh yeah, well, you know, when you're
She's
never in front of the camera.
She's getting the shoulder stretch and everything. Like, she knew what she was doing. She knew exactly what she was doing over there. Like, let me get the right angle.
Yeah, right. I'm so busy. It's shocking that I'm here actually, and I'm like getting texts from my art directors right now. Like,
Yeah, you just throw that over there.
yeah, just toss it. Yeah, we're very busy. Because I can't talk about this year. I'm supposed to do this if it comes. Last year, the biggest challenge. Well, I started mid-season, so I had to like kind of get caught up and get in the groove. And but you know, most of the art department were people I've worked with before, so I was sort of also coming home to Star Trek, and I've worked with Aaron and Gretchen, our showrunners, before. So and who doesn't want to come home to Star Trek? So I think my biggest challenge was just getting caught up, and then wham, I had to design like the Terran ship, which was this giant ship, and I was like, well guys, I really haven't done this before. So, you know, but I have great ship designers here in LA and in Canada, so we're all over the place. So that was a pretty exciting challenge. And it kind of, when we designed the ship, I suggested that it needed its own power source. So I wanted to put its own little sun in it. And then the writers sort of went, oh, that's cool. Let's make it a mycelium sun. And then they started writing it into the story, which was very exciting for me as a production designer to have designed something that then gets put into the actual story instead of the opposite, you know, way around.
That's awesome.
So. Right. Well, I mean, I've been doing this for a long time, so in terms of accommodating production and crew, and I'll never design a set without a numerous accesses. And in fact, this in season 2, we've added more ways in and out for the crew and for the actors, for the characters to flow through. So the mess hall used to have one door, and now it has 2. So we've added a loop. I can talk about these things. We've added another corridor. We call it the loop corridor, so that we can, on our stage sets, characters can go around and around, because the directors are finding that there's a lot of running scenes with Tilly, and there'll probably be more. So and walking scenes. So they just, by the time they get up to speed, they'd have to stop and start again. So now we've got more halls, more corridors. I don't know if that answers the question, whatever the question was to start with. All the time, every day. Yeah, every day. Sometimes I get up in the middle of the night and I have to look at it. I go to TOS because that's what I grew up with. I'm that old. But I look at the other shows. They're all important. Like we were doing agonizer booths, and of course there's these amazing agonizer booths in TOS, and then they play again in Next Gen, I think, I'm not sure. So, I go through, when I'm designing something, I'll go through all the canon, and then we'll go, now we're going to do it our way. Wow. But we did very much stick to canon with something like the Agonizer booth. And same thing when we went to the Mirror Universe, you got to watch those shows again. I haven't seen, some of the shows I haven't seen for years, right? Since I was a kid. And I'm not a Star Trek nerd, so I have to really do my homework. Yeah, so we have about 4 or 5 concept artists, some here, some in Toronto, not all in the office. And what I'll do is I'll usually draw something out or get some research together and then get them going on some concept art. And we have some amazing guys who've been, especially with the ships, Scott Schneider and Johnny Eves, who've been doing it for years. And we have a new bunch of guys in Toronto who are also awesome. So I start with the concepts, which we could have a Bible of concepts we'll never even do, but that's another story. Just, we have to churn it out so it inspires the writers, and then we'll start breaking things down in terms of what we're going to actually do. We start with that, certainly. At the end. Are you saying that we're building the enterprise? Let me call the producers over here now.
Oh boy. Uh-oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and we've obviously gone more modern because we need to offer that to the audiences who are looking at things like Star Wars, and like we can't do TOS anymore. So, you know, we really wanted to up the ante and give the audience something new and sparkling. And plus, our technologies, even the technologies of how we build and do architecture now with CNC cutting and laser printing, and like we do 3D models that are all 3D printed in the art department now, and we have VR. It's just the technology informs how we design the sets, and we have visual effects. So like when we did I don't know if you guys remember, we did the Agonizer booth. We only built 3 of them, and yet there's a forest of them. But we had to design that whole setup, and then we give it to the effects. So it's just, you know, part of what we do is the technology that we have at our fingertips.
What's one of the most gratifying parts about jumping onto a project like this?
Working with the crew I have, like every day I'm just surrounded by incredibly artistic and creative people. You know, some are total like geeky Star Trek know-it-alls, and some are like coming from just totally, you know, they've been working on period pictures.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, and you know, we get to use all of that because the Klingon architecture, for example, is Rococo and it's Gothic and it's this and that. And then we did the Turan, we did Brutalist. So we're drawing from, you know, a lot of human history as well as the ether of canon and space and just making stuff up. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Twitter and yeah, I try to avoid it. Yeah, I mean, everybody has their opinion, and you can't please everybody. But I think for us, we have to make it look good the way we want it to look good. You know, the other thing is there's a lot of lighting technology now that has really changed the look of the spaceships and sets with all the LEDs that you can put in, and the lighting guys can dial it, and so much of it is lit, not in the old movie style where you brought in movie lights. It's lit practically by the lights we put in the sets, and we're putting them everywhere. And it's like we could the yards and yards of LED strip lighting that we've used on the show is uncountable. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks guys.